Cartier Santos, I wish I knew how to quit you. No, I didn't buy this watch. Yet. This watch is on loan from a brave viewer, James Michael, who shipped this across the country to me because his taste in YouTube channels is almost as good as his taste in watches. I adore the Cartier Santos. Just because I parted ways with my medium steel reference doesn't mean I don't like this line. I find the Santos de Cartier to be just a charming combination of dressy and sporty, an original design from an impressive brand, thin, comfortable, versatile. It's hard to beat. And so I was paying close attention to Cartier during Watches and Wonders this year, and I was pretty damn surprised to see this new Santos reference make its debut. This thing looked strange to me. Most of the elements here are common with all other current Santos de Cartier watches. The lug-to-lug bezel, the bracelet and the killer strap chain system, the 100 meters of water resistance, hell yeah. But what's new and unusual is the bezel color and the texture of the bezel and the dial. These things were the surprise. And my emotions, so confused, so much ambivalence about this design. And of course the fear that I'd really like this watch and be forced by my lizard brain to buy another Santos. What we're looking at here is the CRWSSA0047, and it lists for $7,800 US. This is the same size as all other large Santos de Cartier watches. It's 40 millimeters across, 47.5 millimeters long, and just over 9 millimeters thick. Like I said, it has 100 meters of water resistance. It comes with both a steel bracelet and a blue rubber strap. On the rubber strap, the watch weighs 85 grams, and on the steel bracelet it weighs 135 grams. The standard large Santos comes with a bracelet and a leather strap. This one comes with a bracelet and a rubber strap, and in this difference I think we see what Cartier is trying to do with this new reference. They're trying to give buyers a more sporty option, maybe even more rugged. One of the reasons I sold my medium steel Santos is because I wanted it to be more of a sports watch. It has the specs for it, but my weak heart couldn't handle the scratchability of that beautiful polished bezel. I envy people who don't have this pathology, or the people who can just appreciate the battle scars as they accumulate. I just couldn't. And what we have here is another attempt by Cartier to address that scratch magnetism. The blue of this bezel is accomplished via a process called PVD. That's physical vapor deposition. Basically, metal is deposited and bonded to a conductive surface, and the result should be a surface that is more scratch resistant than untreated steel, especially more scratch resistant than untreated steel that's highly polished. This is not the first time Cartier has used a treatment to coat and color Santos watches. In fact, it's been doing it with Santos models for almost a decade. But as far as I know, this is the first time that coating has not been black. And not only is the bezel blue and coated, but it's brushed and even ribbed for his pleasure. The rib texture is also found on the center of the dial. That's a departure from the standard Santos with its flat silver dial. But wait, there's more. Also new under the crystal are blue metallic numerals, which are usually black on the standard reference. And the hands are also different. The hours and minutes hands are filled with lume, and it's surprisingly bright to me. I wasn't expecting this. When I bought a Santos watch, I got the medium size rather than the large, and I did that for two reasons. One, I thought a watch of that style should be on the smaller side and more refined for my 7-inch wrist. And the other reason was that I found the large Santos to be too heavy on a bracelet that didn't have any adjustment system. In my experience, the heavier the watch, the more I need a variable bracelet length throughout the day. And like with the rest of the large Santos watches, I still have that issue with this Santos. It's hard for me to get a bracelet size that works for me all day long, and that's too bad because the look of this bracelet plays a big part in the overall design and charm of the Santos. But of course, on the rubber strap, I'm in comfort country. The blue strap is supple and light with a slim deploying clasp. It's a nice strap, but the blue, it doesn't quite match the blue of the bezel. This kinda bums me out. Because of its textures, at any point there are multiple hues on the variegated bezel, and even then, overall the rubber strap just doesn't quite have the same hue. As for the size, stylistically, I like this large size for a more sporty and playful Santos. This watch seems purposely more aggressive to me, and I think this works best in the 40mm size. And if you didn't know, a 40mm square watch looks and feels larger than a 40mm round watch. There's just more surface area. Looking at my 18cm wrist, I'd say this wears like a 42mm round watch, a very slim 42mm watch. And with that 47.5mm length and the curve of the case, I think it looks perfect. Like all other current Santos de Cartier watches, this is powered by the in-house 1847 MC movement. It's fine, nothing special. It has 42 hours of power reserve, is automatic, and has a date complication. I like a date at 6 o'clock for dial symmetry, and I think that this 6 o'clock date window works even better than most. Because there are no raised markers or loom plots, I find this date window to be nearly invisible until I need it. And the date wheel matches the color of the dial. Neither are white, they're actually a light gray silvery color. I think this dial is slightly darker than on the standard Santos references. So, after a few days of wearing this watch, has my ambivalence been converted to a monovalence? Is that even a word? I'm happy to report that I still can't decide. I don't know where to stand on this watch. I rarely claim that a watch is good or bad, it's just good or bad for you or for me. And for me, I'm still confused. I find this a pretty watch. I find it interesting, I think the price is fair, and it does address some of my issues with the standard Santos. And yet, I find this bezel texture a bit strange. I still want a micro adjustment system on the bracelet, and you know, this is a lot of blue. A lot of blue. There's a real commitment to a single color here, especially when you throw it on the rubber strap. And of all the colors, blue makes the most sense, as blue jeans are so common. But would I wear this with a black shirt or gray pants? Unlike previous PVD and DLC Santos watches that are black, the blue bezel seems less stylistically versatile, while the standard steel case and bracelet are more versatile than the black ones, so you see, I'm kinda torn. In the time I've been wearing this watch, there have been many moments where I look at my wrist and thought, what was Cartier thinking? And there have been just as many moments when I thought, I need to own this watch immediately, it will solve every problem in my life. So if you like the look of this, my suggestion to you is go try it on. If it works for your wrist and your budget, you can't go wrong. For you, this is a damn good watch. And if you don't like the look, consider yourself lucky. For you, this is not a good watch. Save your money for something that means more to you, like a retirement account or food. And for those of us between, leading lives of quiet desperation, well, I hope I've moved some of you into one of the first two groups. But if not, welcome to the club.